Welcome all Atma Jyotis to our new class. So we'll start the class with the opening prayers. All of you close your eyes and concentrate over it and repeat after me. Unmute yourself, Aryan and Suhani. Guru Brahma,
Guru Brahma,
Guru Vishnu,
Guru Vishnu,
Guru Devo Maheshwara,
Guru Devo Maheshwara,
Guru Sakshat,
Guru Sakshat,
Parabrahma,
Parabrahma,
Tasmai Shri,
Tasmai Shri,
Gurave Namaha,
Gurave Namaha,
Harihi Om,
Harihi Om,
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha,
Harihi Om.
Harihi Om.
Slowly open your eyes. Okay. So today, do you all remember what we did in the last class before the Easter holidays? We were discussing the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, right? So Kishan was taking us through Bhagavad Gita. He was asking his teacher all the doubts, how Arjuna goes about the situation in the war scene, and all those details, isn't it? Okay. So in today, we will conclude the first chapter basically, and we will see what are the importance of reading the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, we see that Arjuna is in big trouble now. Now he has asked Krishna to help him and save him from to help him basically, to advise him, to tell him what he is supposed to do next. He's asking him all that. Now next, it's the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, and Krishna will tell him what to do. That is the secret of Bhagavad Gita going forward, isn't it? So that's what is Bhagavad Gita. So by reading every chapter of Bhagavad Gita, there's an importance. Why? That kind of stories. Today we'll learn why reading first chapter is, how it is going to be helpful for everyone, for mankind, basically. Let me share the screen. And of course, we will have a special topic today. Not able to. Okay. We have a special topic to cover, right? Okay. Have you all seen this temple? Do you all recognize, any of you recognize this temple at all? Anywhere you have seen, you remember visiting in India? No? Okay. We will see what it is later on. So obviously in the first chapter, what happens? Arjuna asks Krishna to take him to the center of the field and to see what happens in the war, who is standing and all that, who is he's up to face and all that. And then finally what happens? He trembles, the bow that he's carrying. What is the name of the bow? You all remember? Gandiva. So the name of the bow which Arjuna holds is called Gandiva. So even his bow slips away from his hand. He says, I cannot fight. I cannot fight my own teacher, my own grandfather, my own friends, my own uncles, my own grandsons, my own nephews, my own friends, all these people. And his bow slips off his hand and he trembles and he accepts his defeat, kind of. He's in a situation where he's ready to run away and accept his defeat, kind of thing. And he walks onto the chariot and he sits on the chariot and he says, no, Krishna, I'm not going to fight, right? And he talks about what will happen when all our family people die. There'll be no children to take forward the family heritage, and if there are no men, women will be unsafe. children, they can't beget children, and family clan will not continue. There'll be no people to do any rituals, like that. So, and he'll go into the chariot and he'll just he'll give up, something like that. So now what happens? That's what happened in the first chapter. That's what we saw. But what is the use in reading the first chapter? So again, Kishan will ask his teacher, okay, I understand Arjuna is doing all this, teacher. Now tell me, what am I supposed to do? Why should I read the first chapter? Is there any use in reading the first chapter? What will happen if I read the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita? So, and then teacher goes on to tell a story. So what is this story about? Story about, do you all know Narayana and Lakshmi? So who is this sleeping here? And there's a lady sitting here. Do you recognize?
Krishna.
Hi, yes, Suhani.
Is it Krishna?
Narayana and Lakshmi. Okay. So Vishnu, right? Narayana is sleeping and Lakshmi is sitting here, and this is Brahma. So where is Lakshmi resided? Lakshmi is residing in Narayana's heart. Okay. So Lakshmi asks once, now teacher is telling this story to Kishan and his friends in the class. So once what happens? Lakshmi asks Narayana, okay, now you are sleeping. How do you people say that you maintain the world. They say no, Vishnu is the maintainer of the world. He controls the world, controls the universe. But you are sleeping. So, and then Vishnu says, no, I'm not sleeping. He's in yoga nidra. He is very much aware of what is happening in the universe. Okay. And he says, and you have given Bhagavad Gita. Oh, how is it connected to you? How does it, how do you bring connection? So Narayana says Bhagavad Gita is the embodiment of himself. Bhagavad Gita is because of him. So how it is like first 5 chapters. Do you all remember how many chapters are in Bhagavad Gita? Does any of you remember? No? Okay, so there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita. Remember this, okay? Next time I'll ask in the next class. There are 18 chapters. So we are concluding the first chapter today. Okay? So the first chapter, so he says, first 5 chapters are like my heads, 5 heads. Okay? And next 10 chapters are like my arms, 10 arms. And next 2, so totally 5 and 10, 15. 16th chapter is like my stomach. And 17th and 18th chapter are the embodiment of my lotus feet. So whole of Bhagavad Gita is itself me, is myself. By reading Bhagavad Gita, we get lots and lots of punya, good karma, good things happen. Okay. So that's what he says. And then he goes on to tell a story to Lakshmi. What story is that? So once there was this person called Susharma. Okay. Are you all able to see all the pictures in the PPT, even in the ones in the right and left? Yeah. Okay. Somehow, while I record, it doesn't come up. So I don't know what to do. All right. Okay. Okay. So the person's name is Susharma. He was born in he was a Brahmin by his birth and his profession, and but he was not doing any as a person himself. He was a very wicked person. He was not a good person. He was troubling others all the time. He was hurting others. He was not earning in a good way. He was very lazy. He was not a good person. He did lots of bad things. So if we do bad things, we get bad things, right? Bad things happen to us. What goes around comes around, right? So because he was not doing very good things, So once what happened, he all his sorry, his duty, what he was doing was, he used to, there was some woods next to his house, nearby his house, and he would go and collect some leaves and sell it in the market and earn money. That's all his job used to be. So what happened? One day he went to the woods, and while on the way back, a snake bit him. So after the snake bit him, he died because he had done all bad things, right? The Yama Dharmaraja, who is the god of death, he came and picked his soul, and he was sent to many hells. Why was he sent to hells? He did not do many good jobs, right? He was hurting people. He was sent to many hundreds and hundreds of hells. Many years he lived in hells. It was so much torture for him. And then finally, after living in hells for so many years, finally he got the birth of a bull. He was born in the body of a bull. Okay. So this bull was bought by a crippled man. He couldn't walk properly and all that. So because he was a crippled man, he used to give lots and lots of work to the bull itself. Bull had to do lots and lots of work. Okay. So one day what happened, after many years of working for that crippled man, one day he put loads of heavy weight on the bull, and because the bull couldn't withstand that weight and so much of work, the bull died, unfortunately. And this is Susharma. Susharma is in bull's body now. This was Susharma earlier, and that he died because of the snake. And now he went to many hells, and then he took the form of the bull, took the body of the bull, and he died also. And all the villagers, they felt like, they felt pity on the poor bull, who was given so much of load on his body and all that. So they started giving all blessings to the bull, so he go into nice births in the next births. So seeing all these village people who were giving blessings, there was a lady, you know, this lady, she thought, okay, let me also give all my nice good deeds to this bull, so that bull attains a nice birth in the next life. So this lady, she is praying to God, telling that, okay, all the good deeds that I have, please give it to the bull. So the bull, she herself did not know how much good deeds that she had collected, but she just gave it innocently. And the bull collected all the good deeds because she prayed and blessed the bull. So after death, again Yama came and he took the soul in the bull, which is none but the same Susharma's soul, right? So, and he was next born in again in a human body. And this time he was born in a Brahmin family, as a pious Brahmin family. Means he was good this time. He was born in a very good family who would follow all the rituals and who would think of God, do good to people, like that. He was a very good man this time. But the thing is, he could remember all his past lives. So because he could remember all his past lives, he could remember the lady who gave all good blessings. He could see that only because of that bliss, although he had done lots and lots of bad things in his previous lives, he still had to go through so many years of hell. But he did not go through hell. Instead, he came into a human birth. It's only because of this lady who, um, one second. It's only because of this lady he got this birth. So he wanted to thank that lady. So he went in search of this lady. He tried to remember where she came from and all from his past life, and he went in search of that lady. Finally, he found that lady. He asked her, because of your good deeds and your blessings, I got this birth. If a person who was in a bull form can become a human being and being born in a pious family, then that means that lady has done a lot of good deeds. So he goes to her and asks, what good deeds did you do? How are you able to give so much of blessings to me? How did you collect so much of power? She says, I did not do anything. I did not. So he asks, are you sure you did not do anything? She says, no, I did not do anything. Please try to, he says, please try to remember what you do every day. I want to know how you got so much power, so much of good things. So she says, okay, there is a parrot in my house, and that parrot chants something every day. I keep listening to the parrot every day. That is all I do. So he goes to the parrot and he tells the parrot to say what the parrot says to her every day. And the parrot chants first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And he's surprised. Oh, wow. The parrot, one second, somebody is asking for the link. It's the, okay. So, he says, the parrot says, he asks, how does the parrot know the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita? How is it possible? Have you all seen parrots talking? Anytime when you went to India, have you seen parrot talking? Yeah. Yes. Anavi has seen. Ansh has seen. Okay. Very good. So next time when you go to India, you can if you go to some fair or something like that, there'll be this men who are having caged parrots. Such parrots talk. Okay. If you happen to go to a fair. So it's very nice to listen to that. Okay, anyway, so the parrot starts reciting first chapter of Bhagavad Gita and he's surprised. So he asks the parrot, how did you get to know the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita? How do you know? So the parrot says, before I came to this, I was bought by this lady. I was living in a ashram where saints and monks live. So in there was a rishi who used to teach his children the Bhagavad Gita, and he had taught Bhagavad Gita to all his children, and his children used to practice reciting Bhagavad Gita in front of me every day. And then after that, I was I somehow came to the fair and I was sold, and this lady bought me. So now, because those children were reciting, I got to know, and all that I know is this, so I keep reciting that. And they said it was good, and I keep reciting that. And by reciting, this lady got so much power. Even the parrot has got so much power. This lady got power. And because of listening to all that, even Susharma got so much of blessings that all three of them went to Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is where Narayana resides. Okay. Only by, they didn't even recite, the lady and Susharma, they didn't even recite Bhagavad Gita, the chapter. Instead, the parrot was saying it, chanting it every day. They only listened. Even listening Bhagavad Gita has so much of power. He didn't have to go through so many hells that, he had built up so much karma. He was supposed to go, but he didn't have to go. Did you understand? So, reading Bhagavad Gita. So Narayana says, so Lakshmi asks again Narayana. So by saying Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, one goes to Vaikuntha. So Narayana says, if the person doesn't have so much time, it's okay. He doesn't have to say one full chapter. He can just say one verse every day. One verse every day is enough, sufficient. And even if the person is not able to say one verse, it's okay. Even half a verse, even quarter of a verse of Bhagavad Gita is sufficient. And that person will go to Vaikuntha, will go to God's abode. Did you all understand? Yeah. So teacher says that is the importance of learning the first chapter. And this story is present in a book called Padma Purana. Have you all heard about the word called Purana? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So Puranas are books where stories of God are described. Okay. Okay, so now all three, Charan, Sanvi, and Kishan, they all say, "Oh yes, teacher, I will read first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. If not all the verses every day, just one verse a day is sufficient." Did you get it? Even one verse a day. If not one verse, half a verse. If not half a verse, even quarter of the verse is sufficient. That will take us to remind us about God in our where is God present? He is present in our heart, right? So we'll be reminded of God, and by that everybody will go to Vaikunta who recites the first chapter. Okay, so this was the story. And finally, to conclude the first chapter, what Arjuna does, he gives up and he goes and sits in the chariot and says, "Krishna, I cannot fight." This is what happens in the first chapter. So from second chapter onwards, Krishna starts talking. That is what is the secret of Bhagavad Gita. That is why people are telling Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because Krishna, Bhagwan talks, right? Krishna talks. Krishna gives all solutions to Arjuna. Without the change in any of the external situation, Arjuna becomes enlightened. Arjuna uh, gets clarified, gets the discriminatory power. Okay. Okay, coming to our special topic. Now you tell me what temple is this? You can just read it out over there. Padmanabha Swami temple, right? So it is the Padmanabha Swami temple. Where is it located? In Thiruvananthapuram. Have you heard of the word at least Thiruvananthapuram, the place called? It's in India. Okay, have you all heard about the word Kerala?
Yes.
Karnataka?
Yes.
Okay, Kerala. So Kerala is another state like Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh or Tamil Nadu, or like India is divided into states, right, and union territories. So Kerala is another state. There's a capital city of Kerala is Tirunanthapuram, and Padmanabha Swami temple is present in Tirunanthapuram in India, in Kerala. Okay, and it is the richest temple in the world. The worth of the temple is $22 billion. Can you imagine? Which is the richest spiritual place in the world. So in this temple, what happens is, so these are the pillar arrangement in the temple, inside the temple. So in this temple, what happens? There are several vaults. There are about 8 to 10 vaults, means secret chambers, secret rooms, where in the olden days, kings had stored lots and lots of jewelries, coins, gold coins, diamonds, precious other stones, and many other precious things in those chambers. And those chambers were locked, so it cannot be easily opened. They were locked in such a way that it can't be easily opened. People have to say something like, some chant or something like some mystic verse, and with that the doors used to open. So now still two of the doors are still not opened, um, and there is a vault called Vault B, which is the most mysterious thing. People even get scared to open the vault. They don't know what kind of curse might occur on them or their lives, so, or even any pandemic kind of situation, so they don't want to open. Nobody knows what are in those chambers. Okay, some of them were opened over the time, but yeah, a couple of them are still locked. Nobody knows what is inside. Maybe there could be riches or any great things, any great secrets or something could be there. Hi, yes, Ansh.
How old is the temple?
So temple is very old. It's not really told how old it is, because it's really, really old. Nobody has been able to calculate when it was built or anything like that, is what I read. So maybe what you can do is, did you all manage to read about Aryabhatta in which we discussed the special topic in our previous class?
Yeah.
And yeah, very good. And previous to that, there was one more topic called Hampi temples, rock cut temples. Did you do that? Okay. So this week, what you all do, your homework is read about Padmanabha Swami temple in Tirunanthapuram in Kerala in India, and get to know more about it. You can go to Wikipedia, more information will be given, or even in any other Google, or just there are some YouTube channels explaining all this, right? So you can just watch those videos in the place of your cartoons or games just for 5-10 minutes. You will get some general knowledge information, right? Okay. Okay. So this was the topic for today, and we saw how important is learning or reciting first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and by this we are concluding the first chapter. From next onwards, we will start the second chapter, learning the second chapter. Okay. I will stop sharing. So the motto of this class is Atmano Mokshartam Jagat Hitaya Cha. Okay. Do you all have any doubts? Rishan, did you understand? Sri Lakshmi, you both joined a little late, I guess.
Yeah, I understood.
Yeah, if not, you can catch up in the, I'm recording the session anyways. So we can catch up in the recorded videos. Okay, I will share the link. Okay. Okay, so we will, shall we conclude the class if there are no doubts? Yeah. Okay. All of you unmute yourself and we'll say the closing prayers. Put your hands in namaskar position. Unmute yourself. Close your eyes. Concentrate on this point. This is very, very important. Don't open your eyes. Don't open your eyes to check whether I am closing my eyes or what others are doing. This is not for others. It's for yourself, right? So close your eyes. Concentrate on this point. Bring both of your eyes to this point and think of your favorite God and repeat after me. Antarjyoti,
Antarjyoti,
Bahirjyoti,
Bahirjyoti,
Pratyakjyoti,
Pratyakjyoti,
Paratpara,
Parapara,
Jyotireva Jyoti,
Jyotireva Jyoti,
Swayam Jyoti,
Vayam
Swayam Jyoti,
Atma Jyoti,
Atma Jyoti,
Shivosmyaham.
Shivosmyaham,
Om Purnamadaha,
Om Purnamadaha,
Purnamidam,
Purnamidam,
Purnat,
Na
Purnat,
Purnamudachyate,
Purnamudachyate,
Purnasya,
Purnasya,
Purnamadaya,
Purnamadaya,
Purnameva,
Purnameva,
Vashishyate.
Vashishyate.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Asatoma
Asatoma
Sadgamaya
Sadgamaya
Tamasoma
Tamasoma
Jyotirgamaya
Jyotirgamaya
Mrityorma
Mrityorma
Amrutam Gamaya.
Amrutam Gamaya.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Lokaha Samastaha
Lokaha samastaha
Sukhino Bhavantu.
sukhino bhavantu.
Lokaha Samastaha
Lokaha samastaha
Sukhino Bhavantu.
sukhino bhavantu.
Lokaha Samastaha
Lokaha samastaha
Sukhino Bhavantu.
sukhino bhavantu.
Harihi Om.
Harihi Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Harihi Om.
Harihi Om.
Rub your hands. Put it on your eyes. And slowly open your eyes. Okay? Okay, very good, all of you. See you all next week. By then, learn all the 3 topics, which if at all you had missed. Okay. So today's topic is Padmanabha Swami Temple. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bye bye. Hari Om.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.